Small project alert. Small project alert. No, I did not forget the song. Even though I didn't sing it in the last small project alert. I did forget then, but it just popped back to me. So, on this episode of Small Project Alert, we will be making the Cowboy Carter belt buckle. You're going to need is your belt buckle shape and whatever fabric you're going to use to wrap it, some scissors, and some glue, of course. So I already went ahead and made my back of the belt buckle. I'm going to show you how I did it. So all I did was put a line of glue and literally roll it. And then once I got it nice and rolled, I just kind of flattened it out. Should I make another one with you so you can see exactly how I did it? Yeah, I'll make another one. Right, so basically what I did was put a line of glue like this, and then more lines going up, like a box, I guess a rectangle. And then glue in the center. Should look something like this. And then you take it, fold it over on itself, and then just continue to fold. It's gonna get messy, your hands are gonna get a little sticky, and that's fine. Wipe your hands off. And then once you have the desired size that you need, go ahead and cut it off. And then you can manipulate it to the flatness shape that you need. So this I'm going to glue to the back of the belt buckle like this. So it'll have something to hang on to on the belt. And I'll slide it right on. And this part will be done. Alright, so we're going to take the one that's already dry, kind of stretch it out a little bit, fold it over on itself, and then cut it in equal parts. Just like that. And then stretch these ones out just a little bit more. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. So you need two pieces, and what we're going to do is glue them here. Right here. Right along the edge. Just like that. Just like that. And so what that does is that gives the belt some stability, the belt buckle some stability while on the belt. So I do need to sit this aside and let that dry, because after that dries, we're going to wrap this entire thing with the rest of this fabric. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to take that extra scrap piece of denim lycra, and I'm going to throw a bead of glue down each side because I want to hide these exposed ends. And then we're going to fold them into each other, throw another bead on each side, and glue the two together like that. Because this is the fabric that we're going to use to completely wrap the belt buckle. So the belt buckle looks like it's made of the same fabric as the denim and the belt. And then we're going to stone out that buckle because it's Cowboy Carter. It got to be sparkly, right? All right, just like that. And down as far as you think you're going to need in the fabric. And then I'm going to just fold it onto itself like that. Other side, same thing, fold it onto itself. Just like that. It should look like this now. And then we're going to go in one more time with the glue. One more time. And we're going to fold that on itself as well. You see the fringe blowing in the wind? That's because I have a fan on facing me, because E6000 can be very toxic if inhaled for long periods of time. So make sure that you're working near a fan and keep it blowing toward your face so you blow the fumes away. And we'll be left with just a nice size denim strip. with no raw edges that you can just wrap around your belt buckle and it'll look nice and clean. If you have any excess glue, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and just wipe it off. And just like the belt buckle, I'm just going to set this aside. This is how it looks. It's just like a rope now. I'm just going to set that aside. I didn't do the end because just in case we need more or we don't need that much. Alright, so I think it is dry. It's not coming off. Alright, so what I want to do is put some glue right here. And then I'm going to take this end and glue it to that right there. Use a pin to pin it to it. And pin it to it, just like that. Oh no, I don't think it was dry all the way, but it's too late now. So, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pin it, and then we're just gonna wrap around the belt buckle. Pulling while you wrap. You don't want to pull so tight that it distorts the look of the fabric, but you want to pull tight enough to where it fully covers and it's not dry. As you can see, this one just popped off. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to keep that on. So I got here, right? So this is where the other one was. I'm just going to glue it back. There. Ooh, that's pretty. And try to catch it with my pull around. So I'm gonna glue it to the belt buckle and then glue it on the top as well. And hopefully that will catch it enough. And just continue to wrap. Alright, so we're still going. I added some glue to this piece here. And I'm just going to keep wrapping. I'm going to try to be a little more gentle with this one. Well, no, because it just popped off. So I'll just keep that there. Add some more glue here. And keep wrapping. Because eventually I'll get around to that side. And I'll glue that side back down. Should this be a small project / dilemma episode? Alright, so we're getting around to the beginning. And I want to wrap this one inside. So I'm going to put some glue down there, find its placement, and wrap right on top of it. And then go around the side of it. Then I'm going to add some more glue to the rest that's exposed, just to ensure that it stays. Alright, so this one, that pin holding it did nothing. So I'm going to wrap that again. I don't know if you can see it, but it's getting wrapped. Alright, so we're still going. I added some glue to this piece here, and I'm just going to keep wrapping. I'm going to try to be a little more gentle with this one. Well, no, because it just popped off, so I'll just keep that there. Add some more glue here, and keep wrapping. because eventually I'll get around to that side and I'll glue that side back down. Should this be a small project / dilemma episode? Alright, so we're getting around to the beginning. And I'm going to wrap this one inside. So I'm going to put some glue down there, find its placement, and wrap right on top of it. And then go around the side of it. Then I'm going to add some more glue to the rest that's exposed, just to ensure that it stays. Alright, so with this one, that pin holding it did nothing. So I'm going to wrap that again. I don't know if you can see it, but it's getting wrapped. So I made it all the way around. This is what it's looking like. This is kind of what it's supposed to look like. So now I have the end piece here, and I'm just gonna cut it, glue it, and use this to kind of tuck it in to one of the other layers that's behind it. I don't know if you can see that, but I just kind of tucked it in to one of the layers that's behind it, and that will dry solid. But to be honest, I don't really trust these inner coils. No, they're not coils, but I guess inner bars. So I'm gonna go in with some needle and thread. I have the navy blue button thread. This is the best brand, the brand that we use here. Double it up, just like that. Tie it off at the end. Cut the wispies, and I'm just gonna sew them down, sew them to the fabric, just to make sure they stay. Because I don't need anything popping off while she's dancing. So the belt buckle is done. I tied it off, everything sewn down, but as you can see, it's looking a little rough and rugged. And while this side is not going to ever be seen by anyone other than the owner, I would like the owner to see something that looks finished and pretty, because if I'm paying $6,500, mind you, that is the minimum price that we charge for our garments, I want it to look beautiful in every way. So what I'm going to do is I got a little piece of navy blue velvet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trace out the shape of this, and then I'm going to cut out the shape of this. It's going to be kind of heavy. And then I'm going to just put a tiny sliver of velvet just around the edge, so it gives it a nice clean finish. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to do all four of those and come back and show you these beautiful stones and get it nice and encrusted. So I have some crystals over here in different sizes, different shapes. I got some iridescent dark blue pearls over here. I have some denim blue pieces over here. These are my AB choices. Over here, I got some squares. This golden shadow is for the sides, and I got some pearls to play with. So we're gonna have some fun decking this thing out, and yeah. So let me cut this out, and then I'll be back and show you what I'm about to do. But look at that. So you can see the glue marks, and not if I'm paying $6,500. I better not see that. Okay, once you get the piece of velvet on, you just kind of want to smooth the glue around all the edges just to kind of cover it, and any excess glue that's seeping out, you can kind of take it off and redistribute it to somewhere that is not. So for like this here, I'm needing some glue on this edge. So, and it's not meant to cover the entire thing, just a little bit to make the back look nice, because the front is going to get covered with stones. See how I'm just redistributing the glue to the front where it's needed to continue the coverage. And if it's not enough, then get more glue. But this is a very glue heavy piece, with stones and with glue. But you just want to smooth it down, smooth it around. And when we stone it, I'm going to make sure that I stone this edge in the back, just to make sure it has full coverage. I don't want to see any of that nasty over glued pieces in the back. Okay, so I put my two little skewers in the back, as you can see, to give it a little bit of shape so the glue can set kind of in an arch, so when I slide the belt buckle, or the belt through this buckle, it'll slide evenly and nice. So as you can see, the back is done. The front is empty. Now we're going to go in with some stones and let's figure out this design. The design looks like this for the belt. It looks like a diamond, but we're not doing the diamond shape because we don't have diamond shaped buckles. Now, while I could put it up like this, I don't think that would look right. I think it would look better this way. So we're gonna do it that way. Now, let me pull these stones closer to me and more out in the open so I can see what I'm figured it out. So I have these two giant crystals as my centerpiece. The dresses, the jumpsuit is going to be very blue and pearl heavy, so I gotta put some blue and pearl on the buckle. And I think I'm just going to transfer this design to the buckle. But first I gotta figure out how to sew these two pieces together, these two big chunkies together here to create the centerpiece. Alright, I figured it out. So I'm using that same button thread, and I just sewed through the two holes, created a loop in between the knot, and I'm going to pull these two together, and that will secure these two together. And then I'm going to go through the holes again, maybe 2 and 3 times to keep them like that. That way they'll stay together and I'll be able to secure it like this on the front of the belt. Oh, it's going to be so cute. It's my centerpiece right there. Nice little button thread hole. Of course I'm going to cover that up. And then I'll throw something in the back as well to cover that up. But that is my centerpiece. It's going to go just like that. And it's just big enough for me to sew it on to the belt buckle as well. Oh, it's going to be so cute. You're going to hear that 1,000 more times, but it's real. It's going to be cute. And so let's get to it. So, those pearls were too big. I got some smaller sizes. I'm gonna work with those. Scoot that over, hit it with the pearl. Scoot that over, hit it with a smaller pearl. Pearls up just a little bit, which means that I have to go in under the pearl with a crystal or something to cover up that blue side, which is no problem because, like I said, this is getting encrusted in colors. So got some crystal twins I can stick right there. Not a problem. I go in under the denim blue rounds with the AB size 20. And then I'm going to go in with the Montana size 16s under and around the ABs. Just to give it some dimension. Excess glue. I think it looks good so far. Ooh. It looks good so far. Alright, so I want to add these AB squares around the edge. So that is what I'm going to do. Just going to create a bead loop along the top, making sure to cover that velvet line. With just a millimeter worth of space in between each square. And I'm noticing that these squares aren't big enough to cover the velvet line, so I'm gonna have to go back in with a double frame, which is fine. Probably in the Montana blue, just to give it some different sparkling contrast. But I love working with these squares. I actually used these squares on my last dress. Alright. So that is that. All the way around. Now I want to decorate these ovals in the center. So I put some glue down. And I want to just fan out some of these little blue denim swirls. Isn't that so cute? I love that. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with that frame behind the AB in the Montana size 16s, and the belt buckle will be done. Thank you so much for watching my small project alert for this Cowboy Carter belt buckle. I definitely didn't intend for it to be this long, but I guess when you're going into detail, that's what happens sometimes. Hopefully you learned something. That's always my goal for the small project alerts. This is where I like to go through trial and error, try new things, figure out new ways to do things faster, sometimes longer, but you always learn. I know I do. Finished that, and I got the blue layer down, but I don't like these two being empty, so we're going to do the exact same thing from the center. Alright, belt buckle is done. I think it looks gorgeous. Let me let it dry, and then we'll put it on the belt, and you get to see it in its glory. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty at every angle. So, let me show you with the straps. See how you just slide on, just like that. Center it back up. It's gorgeous. Now I'm gonna stone the rest of this belt. This is the pattern that I'm creating with the stones for the belt. I'm gonna bring this pattern all the way around. I just wanted to stop and show you before I get too locked in and finish it before showing you the sample. So that is what it's gonna look like with the belt. Oh, so freaking cute already. Right, small project girlies, the belt is done. This is the end of the small project. I'm sorry that it took so long, but I will try my best to fast forward through some of those scenes just so it's not a 30-minute video. But I think it came out gorgeous, don't you think? Lovely, isn't she lovely? I love it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.